Hey guys, sorry for the echo. Hang with me just 1 second. Okay, hope the audio is better. Let's see. I'll go back to the fire. I'm still getting an echo on my end. Let me turn off this mic. It's already off. Do you guys get an echo? Hey, with his. Hey, Tanya. Hippie Grandma. No. Yep, there's an echo. Okay. What about this way? Is there still an echo? Now it's muffled. I know, it's been way too long, Tanya. Let me know if. Oh, good. It's much better. Good. Well, I didn't really have a whole lot to say. Thanks, Hippie Grandma. But I thought, well, it was the summer equinox, or equinox, however you want to pronounce it. not too long ago, just a couple days ago. So that's kind of a time to do bonfires. And plus, I was trimming limbs and needed to burn some stuff. And I was out here kind of all by myself. So I thought, let me see what's happening on YouTube. And also, I wanted to talk about the Summer Wells case, but I didn't want to put it in my title just because it's not really a formal discussion, just more of a chat. Hopefully, the light. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. I think that might be a little bit better. The light from the fountain's a little obnoxious, but if I go much further down, you'll hear my bug light in the background, and you'll hear probably my AC kicking on. Excuse me, my AC kicking on here and there. And you might hear a cat eventually, or two. It's Indigenous Peoples Day for the summer equinox in Canada. That's cool, Tanya. I didn't know that. Huh. Well, so, okay. I'm not going to look at chat for a little bit because I'm going to think about what I want to say about this whole Summer Wells thing. And I'll get too distracted if I look at chat. I'll check in here and there, but also I'm going to take a drink of my Coke. Hang on, you might hear it because it's in a metal dish. It's in a hydro flask. And you might hear it open. Summer Wells. Here's the thing. Let me stand up and stoke this fire a little bit. Here's the thing about the Summer Wells situation. You know, stories don't need to change if it's the truth, right? If you're telling the truth, there's no reason for anything to ever change in your story, in your recollection of the events. And Don has been really consistent. You know, he's always stuck to the script, so much so that folks call it a script. But Candace, on the other hand, I mean, I would need a piece of paper and a pen to give you the number of stories that Candace has run by the YouTube streets. And the call, I know folks say it was an accident. You know, they probably just have some kind of standard, something that they go to if somebody's hysterical and they can't understand them. And we know Candace was hysterical that day, according to Jody Sue, and according to Candace herself. So, maybe one could explain that away. Dispatch says mom left for a walk, came back 10 minutes later, and Summer's gone. Well, then we find out no, that's not what happened. They had been there. Mom didn't go anywhere, didn't go on a walk. She was helping Grandma with her brace, her knee brace, for which she had gone to the emergency room. Well, we don't know. Was it really the emergency room? You don't really make appointments for emergency room visits. And they said she had to be there by 8:30, per my recollection. I could be off on that. It could have been 8. So whether it was an ER visit or a doctor's visit, we don't know. That too should be a pretty solid fact, right? Not something that would change. So the other story is, they had taken Grandma to the emergency room and picked up Hunter. The boys stayed home, the 3 boys, only took Summer. Supposedly, they go to Warrior Park. We see the TikTok video of Summer playing in the water. They go pick up prescriptions, twisted tea, puff bars, milk. They drop off Hunter and they head home back to Ben Hill Road. At 3:09, the accidental video was taken, supposedly. We really don't have any way of verifying that, right? Just because someone posts something at a certain time doesn't mean the video was recorded at that time, even TikTok, Instagram, anything. But again, there's really no reason to question that, aside from the fact I'm finding myself questioning everything that Candace says. Anyway, 3:09, the accidental video, they get home. What do you say? Maybe 3:30, and that kind of what people have estimated. And again, discrepancies, depending on which story we're going with, right? And again, why? Why are there discrepancies? Why do we have to choose a story to go with? We shouldn't have to pick which scenario we're going to choose to build off of. The scenarios should be very clear. There should be one scenario, and it shouldn't be any different today than it was on June 15th, 2021. But let's go with the scenario that Jody Sue with her timeline, because you know what? I believe Jody Sue. I believe Jody Sue on a lot of things. People want to call Jody Sue crazy. Maybe she is. I mean, yeah, she is. So am I. Who isn't? But Just because she's crazy doesn't mean she's not right. At least every now and then, right? But she has text to back things up. Candace and Don haven't showed anything. Jody Sue, between 4:15 and 4:32, heard a muffled scream. Her daughter and her son heard it. It's unfounded, according to Ronnie Lawson, because nobody else heard it. And that doesn't surprise me with the area. Now, Candace says she didn't hear the scream because she was inside looking for Summer. Okay. So at 4:32 or so, she was looking for Summer inside. So she had already just finished fixing Grandma's brace, and she's inside asking the boys, "Where's your sister?" "She went down to play with their toys, Mom." Candace says when she went downstairs, she blew up. Those are her words. She said she screamed, "What did you do?" Who was she talking to? You don't just rando say that kind of stuff. And Candace says that she said that. So Jody Sue says she heard Candace yelling up there, which confirms, it validates. They validate one another. They fit. So anyway, 4:32, the scream. Candace is inside, freaking out. "What did you do?" And Jody Sue sees a flash of red or something, maroon, something. There's something going on, right? Something going on over there. She starts looking for Summer, but not until closer to 6, according to her and Jody Sue. So what's up with the gap? And we know she called. Now don't quote me on the times. I don't have notes sitting next to me. I'm just kind of rambling, spilling my thoughts. But they're approximate, and they're approximately accurate. So around 6 or so, the call is made, 6:15. The cops get there at about 7. Don beat him there. Andy beat him there. Funny thing is, even though Andy and Jody Sue had been texting the entire day, over trivial stuff, over nothingness, just random, everyday stuff. Although they did that all day long, it all stops abruptly from Jody Sue because she's the one who was instigating the text, most of them, because Andy was at work. The text stopped for about, well, quite a while, right? And when they resume, even though Jody Sue has been looking for Summer, nobody ever calls him to say, "Hey, Summer's missing. Our neighbor's daughter is missing." Like, we've called the cops, we've looked everywhere. No. And for as much as Jody Sue likes to be the mayor and be involved, she didn't call Andy and tell him. What were Jody Sue and Candace doing? I'll tell ya. I don't know if y'all remember on that live that I had with Andy. He was really bothered by something. He brought it up to me multiple times. Now, I think Andy would snitch on Jody Sue Brown because Jody Sue Brown has too much dirt on Andy. Hell, I've got dirt on Andy, and I only hung out with them, or well, not hung out with them, only know him for a year. So imagine how much dirt you have on somebody you've been with all those years, right? Don't get me wrong on the, don't read into the I've got dirt on them. You know what I'm saying. This fire. Let me work on this a second so I don't get smoked out. I need both hands. Trying to do this with one hand. And hold my phone with the other one. Hang on. The cat's meowing. I was calling for, and I didn't want to blow your eardrums out. Anyway, so Andy mentioned it multiple times, right? He was really bothered by it. He starts out by telling me this story about how weird and eerie it was the couple mornings after Summer had gone missing. Andy woke up to, like in the afternoon or something, like one-ish, woke up to what sounded like gospel music, like a choir singing, a church choir. And then he realized, oh, it's a funeral or a graveside service. And he could hear it from his house up on Ben Hill Road. And so then later on, he brings up to me that grave, that funeral that he heard or that he had heard that morning that gave him a really strange feeling. He goes into detail about how it made him feel on that live of mine, I believe. Anyway, he says that that grave was open. It had just been dug that morning or the day before Summer went missing because the person had just passed away. So they had worked on getting it ready and they did it in stages. Apparently, they dug the hole and then there's a cement type vault that you put in. And they did the vault on a separate day after digging the hole, is what he said. And so he postulated that if it was open that day, Summer went missing, she, heaven forbid, I hate to say this or put this on somebody, but that she could have been put in there and covered with some dirt. And then the next day, they're not going to go digging in it again. If they've completed it, they're just going to insert the vault. And then it sits like that until the service where they put in the casket and fill the grave. So, I mean, really, it's a possibility. It really is. And you just wonder if TBI has looked into it. There's some sort of animal. Hang on, guys. I don't know if it's a raccoon, possum. What in the hell? Is it a person? Holy fuck. Now I'm getting freaked out. Hold on. Oh my God. I think it's an animal. I think it's just a raccoon or something. Anyway, sorry. So, like, think about it. If there was that gap, and remember Candace, sorry to skip around. Remember Jody Sue and Candace both said, I'm for real about to like go inside. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's my cat. What are you doing, Toaster Bun? Kitty. Hi. Oh my goodness, that scared the crap out of me. I didn't realize this one was out here, so I wasn't looking for a striped kitty. Um, so okay. They both admit that they ran into each other. Candace was on the phone with Don. She was yelling hysterically. At that point, Jody Sue Brown had already been searching, remember? She had already been down in the creek. She all of that business. The timing is just really weird if you really map it out. And so, and I'm not blaming or saying putting guilt on anybody. I'm saying let's think about the possibility because when you brainstorm something, although it might be wrong, it might lead you to another idea, right? Or another bit of information. So everybody should do their own research and think about it critically and hopefully come up with their own opinions that might differ from mine widely, probably do vary from mine. Not that this is even my opinion, it's a possibility. So, anyway, they're both down there, they're freaking out. Candace is on the phone with Don. Don's saying something about taking his baby. And then she leaves what? A really short time, right? Just a few minutes, everybody says. Well, that graveyard, okay, let me tell you its location. So if you're driving out of 110 Ben Hill Road, you're driving out of the Wells driveway, you turn left onto Ben Hill Road as if you're, going to Beach Creek Road, and you cross over Beach Creek. So instead of turning on Beach Creek, you cross over. It's the Morrison Cemetery, I believe. I posted on my community tab, there's a map and it shows, I believe the first picture is a headstone and it shows the dates. And then I believe the second picture is the map where it shows the proximity of the Wells home to the graveyard. So literally, it takes maybe 70 seconds to to drive there, maybe 60 seconds. I mean, probably less than 60 seconds, truly. And if she was already out in the street, maybe 30 seconds at that to get there and then to get back. And then why did the scent stop at the end of their driveway, right? It was the driveway, is what Ronnie Lawson said, not the dog trail, like Donnie said. And why why change the stories so often? Why come up with so many different variations of how things occurred that day? I mean, I'm bad with time too, you guys. I don't look at my clock on my phone or anything. I don't really keep track of time a whole lot anymore since I've retired. And, when you don't have a job to go to, it really doesn't matter. So unless I've got to be somewhere for something else or pick up one of my kids or something like that, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention. But I think I could get pretty close, especially if it had to do with my missing child. I think that's something that would be imprinted in my spirit forever. You couldn't forget it if you wanted to, right? So, anyway, that's just my little hey, let's think about this. Maybe it'll lead to something, maybe it won't. But I do believe Jody Sue that she heard a scream that day. I also believe a lot of what she says about Andy, except for the selling sedative stuff. I think that was silliness, but who knows? Who knows? Let me look at chat. Let me scroll up here. Grammy H. Lady R. Hey, girl. Discovering the truth. Jody Sue has a lot of texts that she texted herself from Andy's phone that she took, allegedly, right? Who knows what to believe, you know? Homie to man. Hey, homie. Discovering said, yeah, I found that odd among many other things. Jody Sue loves to fuss about things. So why wasn't she fussing about Summer being missing to Andy? Right. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I need to throw more logs on here is what the problem is. It's petering out. Let me get some more. Also, some of these are still probably a little green. I cut these like early, well, late winter, early spring. But I have been burning logs, sticks, twigs like crazy, trying to get rid of them like the entire season. Now it's going to smoke like a freight train. That'll get her going though. Hi, kitty. My kitty's by the fountain. If you can see back there, he's probably trying to get a drink. Okay. Yeah, I didn't say anything to Andy. Uh, Anna! Oh my goodness! It's Mrs. Bunkbed. Oh my goodness, I didn't even see you in here. Yes, the campfire's lovely. Thanks for coming over, girl. I hope you're doing well. I've been thinking of you. Discovering the truth. Why so quiet and not texting back? Oh, I forgot. She was too busy washing her feet in the creek, so the dogs didn't hit on her. But they did anyway. Why? Exactly. You hadn't heard about the open grave? And I talked about that, the cemetery. Yes, allegedly, yeah. This is all just alleged. Just speculation. Yeah, you remember him being freaked out by the grave, Grammy H? Yes. He was so freaked out by that. And I'll tell you one thing. I mean, I do think Andy is really intuitive. I mean, honestly, he's probably had to be to still be alive at this point. And I always told him I think he was psychic. But yeah, he was really freaked out by that grave. This guy, you need to let Toaster Bun know that humans don't have 9 lives, so don't give you a heart attack. Exactly. I was getting the palpitations. Medicine Man. Hello, Miss CSI and chatters. Peace be with you, Medicine Man. And love and understanding surround you always. Thank you. Bless you. Let's see. Karen. Karen Goad? No, I don't believe so. Discovering the truth. On four-wheeler, no problem. Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure. Definitely. It was no problem. I drove there. I mean, I have a Forerunner, but I would have been able to get there in a car. Medicine Man Kaleidoscope is very kind. Make sure y'all subscribe to her channel. Kaleidoscope, drop your link in there. Um, she is a very, very kind person. Discovering the Truth says, I'm so bad with time. I stay so busy, I never think to look. And if my son went missing, I wouldn't think about what time it is. I'd automatically be panicking and searching. Yeah, but when you reflected back on your day, you'd be like, well, actually, I did get home from the store about, you know, 4:15, and then gosh, we weren't even there for 30 minutes, and all of a sudden, that's the last time I saw him. You'd be able to narrow it down, I think. Jody Sue told Cam she didn't actually hear the scream. Oh, the oval shape. I don't know what that even means. Who knows? The thing is, Jody Sue's one of those people that, I think she's had something to prove for a long time. So she likes to be in the know, and maybe make things seem a little more complicated than they actually are. I'm still scrolling down. Hang on. Burn it down. I know. Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope grew up in a beautiful area in Canada. Shared pictures with me at one time. It's beautiful, the mountains, and oh my goodness. But her dogs always get in trouble with the porcupines, so that's an issue. Discovering says, in my opinion, I think Damien did something. Damien. Why am I losing Damien? Oh, Damien did something to Summer, and Jody Sue has been nothing but a distraction. She knew him and would probably follow him. I don't think so, and the reason is I think that if it were somebody else, Candace would have no problem with calling, I think the reason there's so many changes in the story is because Candace feels guilt. There would be no reason to lie or to change a story or to change a true timeline if it's the truth. Come on, you can come up here. Hi, kitty. Little toaster bun, toaster strudel. His name's Toby, but my mom is hard of hearing. And when we first got him, we rescued him, and I was calling him Tobster. I was like, "Come here, Tobster," and she thought his name was Toaster, and we thought that was cute, so now his name's Toaster. Um, Piper, why do you allow your chat to blame Jody's kids? I don't think I did. Oh, is that Tiffany Marie? Aw, that's so cute. I don't think I allowed my chat to blame anybody's kids. Discovering said something like, I think Damien did something, but he didn't say, or she didn't say what, or when, or if it was this situation or whatever. So, Tiffany, I don't know why you worry about me. I've got like 5 subscribers. Take more naked pictures and send them to randos. Go send them to felons. Maybe you could get Benny Key's inmate information and send him more pics. You could put money on his commissary and he can get honey buns when he's missing you. Sammy Sparrow sitting in the bushes listening. What is wrong with me? You, is she saying what is wrong with me? She doesn't get it. Shaking her head. Shake your little bobblehead, honey. Anna, thank you. I woke up and saw you live. Oh, you had your surgery today? Oh, I hope you're healing good. I'll message you over at Monkeys. Yes, talking about crime cases. Talking about Summer Wells. She was 5 years old, and on June 15th, 2021, she went missing from her home in a hollow in Appalachian Mountains in a city called Rogersville, and the hollow in that area was called Beach Creek, Light Hollow. They have all those little local names. She went missing from her home on, I think they have 11 acres or had 11 acres, maybe. And they didn't hear anybody, didn't see anybody come on their property. They had several dogs, at least 5 or 6. And they had one, two, three, four children altogether and 2 adults. And somehow she just disappeared. So that's what we're talking about. Sammy Sparrow says, just want to say that AB has released an interview he did with JSB. He has broken it up as a series. I saw that, Sammy. I haven't listened to it yet, but I saw that he was revisiting that interview he had done. I've been busy. I've been doing, oh my goodness, tons of stuff, like camping and tons of yard work, yard chores. Tiffany Marie says, I literally just opened this chat and it's the first thing I see. Well, I'm sorry, Tiffany. Just close it. Close the chat. Close the video and go somewhere else. Kaleidoscope, could you block Tiffany Marie, please? Thank you. discovering the truth. I'm sure he was raging hormonal teenager who was probably lonely for with no females around him. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means at all. Tiffany Marie says that is so inappropriate. Oh my goodness. Kaleidoscope of crime. Tiffany Marie does this. She goes around to channels that are trying to do good things and she inserts toxicity, negativity, just nastiness because she feels bad about herself, which I mean, I get. Um, oh, I'm clearly fine with it. What? Oh my goodness. I hope she's blocked by now. She is on a tirade tonight, Piper. Oh, hey, Heather Lynn. How are you, girl? Oh my God, they called him a raging hormonal teenager? That is disgusting. Wow. How dare they? Please just delete all of her comments and delete the discovering the truth comments that she's talking about. I don't know what it's all about, but I just don't want any problems. So, Monkey deleted his social media. Yeah, Anna, I'll have to get yours. I know he deleted his IG and stuff and his Discord. Yeah, I'll have to get yours, Anna. Homie said must have teleported. Right. Must have teleported clean off that hill. No trace or anything. I ain't got 3 hours for her as to explain. I don't know who that means. Heather Lynn, she's mad at me. I'm sorry. She's taking it out on you. Oh, it's okay. I don't, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me, Heather Lynn. I know, I mean, I guess maybe if I spent more time around her or become a friend or something and she did something like that, it would bother me. But when complete strangers act like crazy people and I've never had any real interaction with them and they come at me, that does not bother me one bit. There's this little thing called a block button. It works great. In fact, I proactively block nowadays. I didn't used to block anybody. That was one of my little personal things. I didn't want to block anybody. I wanted everybody to have a voice. But really, this is the real world. And as idealistic and wonderful as that would be, people can't handle themselves. Just like how Tiffany couldn't when she came in here. She's probably drunk or something. I don't know. Because why would you do that? I've never even talked to her. So that's weird. But um, yeah, nobody needs to steal anybody's energy. She tries to bully. Yeah. Oh, you hit her? Just go ahead. If you can block her, Tanya, go ahead. Otherwise, I can do it on my laptop after I'm done. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, Kaleidoscope, that wasn't your fault at all. See how she's derailed us from talking about summer? Isn't that just bizarre? Like, why would you do that? People are talking about a 5-year-old girl that went missing, and you go in and you try to like purposely derail the entire video. I mean, that's kind of sick. But those are the type of people that are the first to be holier than thou and oh, I just care about summer and my pictures of my vagina that I send. That too. But summer too, I swear. Oh my gosh. SMH. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I don't even know this woman, but the way she just threw a little tantrum in here, and I've never even talked to her. Oh, God, could you imagine? I bet her panties are so wadded up in her like crack right now. She has hungry butt. Oh my goodness. She needs to work that out because it's clearly bothering her. Yeah, a lot of people don't like people speaking on summer, which is strange. Oh, okay. Kaleidoscope. For some reason, I thought I had you as like an administrator thing on my channel, but I guess I didn't. Um, anyway, yeah, I don't know why people get weird about that. I just stay in my lane. I don't interact with people a whole lot. There's a couple people that I've just had as longtime friends, like Kaleidoscope is one of them, you know, but other than that, I just really don't interact with folks a whole lot. I mean, in chats I do. Scott, I guess Scott H. I've been kind of closer to him, maybe of anybody, but and Graz at one time. But really other than that, I just kind of mind my own business, stay in my lane. People have issues with one another. I've had issues with folks, and I just try to move past it and move on and not hold any grudges. I don't forget, of course. I'm not going to put myself back in the same situation again. But yeah, it just doesn't bother me. I've always been a loner. I mean, I'm autistic, so yeah, I guess that's one of the blessings of autism. Just don't really need to have buddies. But regardless, oh, you could pull them out right now with a bulldozer. I got them on it. Oh, you couldn't bull. I know, Heather Lynn. I don't know what you did. I was over at your channel earlier when you went live, and I was like, something happened. I don't know what. And then there was a live chase. The Icked Mel was playing, so I got distracted. So I never even did find out what was going on. I try not to get real involved in it. I try to just kind of support my friends and just stay out of it as much as possible. Discovering the truth says she won't derail me. I've researched everybody close and far away in Summer's case, but always come back to him. He has means, motive, and opportunity. I mean, he is an adult. He's in the military. So if you have an opinion, you can say it. I don't agree with that. I don't think it was him, but you and I can disagree on that and not be nasty with one another. Anna, I wonder where I can give you my socials. Monkey had to delete his socials. Yeah, toxic people. And you get harassed, I know, by being the missus. TikTok's toxicity. Um, Wait, he didn't delete his YouTube though, because yeah, he still has his YouTube. I'll contact you there, Anna. Or you can always drop a comment in one of my videos or like a community post or something and we can work it out there. She was discovering she was coming at me, but I'm not worried. So I did it. Lady R. Yeah, Lady R, you missed it. I don't even know what the heck happened. Lovely lyrics. Hello, I just saw you were live. Hi, how are you? I kind of went through everything already. Well, I was kind of derailed, to be honest. We were talking about Summer Wells, who went missing June 15th, 2021, out of Rogersville, Tennessee. And then somebody came in and like derailed the whole thing. So Sammy's a social butterfly for Summer. Where there is serious talk on Summer's case, that's where I'll try to be. I'm like that too with most true crime stuff. I don't care who the creator is, as long as it's, legitimate, they're being genuine and trying to get correct facts, that kind of thing. Or if they don't have correct facts, they say, I'm not sure about this. But I'm usually on board. In fact, I watched Tiffany Marie's videos a couple times. Um, yeah, I love that too, discovering when people can have different opinions and not fight. It's called adulting. That you might, I mean, I don't know about her frontal lobe, but there is something to that. People that have frontal lobe issues have problems with inhibition, and, they do inappropriate things like throwing Dunkin' Donut cups at employees, that kind of thing. Like the morning. Hi, good to see you. I just kind of finished everything. Well, I keep repeating this. I just got derailed by Tiffany Marie for whatever reason. Um, if you'll think about it, okay, I'm reading Discovering the Truth. If you'll think about it, Cam finds the makeshift blind. Jody Sue and Dee loves roaming in the woods for hours, and she also made sure she had access to the property after her and Andy split up for hunting. That camping spot was really strange, but there's strange crap like that in places like that. You know, um, where I'm at a lot, there's stuff like that. You'll just find it. Like, I think random people will travel and they'll find places where they can camp and not be bothered, you know. But that was weird. That nobody saw the person is strange too, because it looked like it was on a hill, like they could see the Wells residence from there. Then said she never worked there. Oh, yeah. No, she didn't work there. She was a customer, and they didn't shake her coffee. Lovely lyrics. Ziggy, in my opinion, is getting some good insight with the Fred Hill interviews, although I can't stand to think she actually believes his garbage. But at the end of the day, I just say, let those people over there talk as much as they want. I don't think we should be giving them money. They're all suspects in my book. But, you know, if Ziggy can get Fred to talk to her, because you never know. And Fred might, and this is how I always felt about it with Andy. You never know. Maybe even Andy doesn't know that he knows, you know? So it's one of those, same thing with Fred Hill. Oh my God, every time I think about her coffee, you can break a pelvis bone. Oh my goodness. A pelvis bone is if you break your pelvis, that is a very, very serious. injury, and we'll land you in the hospital on anticoagulants and traction. Whoever is responsible knows those hills like the back of their hands. I would agree with you there, Sammy. Would agree with you there. Lovely Lyrics says she blocked me for saying it was disturbing. Ugh, no. How do serial cases start out? Usually with animals, and allegedly they lost a lot of animals. Yeah. Well, can't say they actually took very good care of them. Yeah, Etherlyn, if somebody took her, they sure did know it. Lovely Lyric says, I think she took it as an insult to her, but I didn't mean it that way. Well, that's the problem. When people are insecure, they take everything very personally. And I struggle with that myself. And I've had to really work on that and get over my own insecurities and just accept things about myself. Otherwise, you drive yourself nuts. Lady R says, anyone with $20 can get Fred to talk. You mean a whole 20? I think he'd do it for a dime bag. Lovely Lyrics. Yeah, I honestly didn't mean to insult her. Personally, I like her. Aw, I'm sorry that happened. Yeah, Kaleidoscope says if she did, that's on her, not you. I agree. I think she took it as me not respecting. Okay. Huh. Said that he's joining the military, so he'll be safe now. Who's safe when people shooting at you? And safe from what? Well, I mean, I'd want to get away. It's a lot of drama over there in that camper. The truth. Yep. Here in the South, you get in trouble. They send you off to keep you from doing time. Well, they probably do that everywhere, don't they? It's up to her. Yeah, it is. I was just asking the spirits about this. So, Anna, you guys, let me tell you, Anna is a friend of mine. She is Bunk Bed Coffin's girl. And I don't know if y'all know Bunk Bed Coffin. Um, but he has YouTube. He's a musician. He's really he's excellent, very talented. But Anna is Mrs. Bunky. So talking about might be no longer with us. Oh yes, I would. Yeah, it's been since 2021, and she was only 5 years old. Anna, there's just no way she could survive up there in those mountains this long, you know. And plus, Fred says there's monkeys up there. Heather Lynn, I am not accusing him, just saying they have done that to kids here. Oh, yes. Yes, of course. I know what you're saying, Heather Lynn. I didn't think you were accusing him. Lovely Lyrics. She's been under a lot of stress and attack. Well, sometimes when you create your own stress, you know, it doesn't mean that you can lash out at people. And she's probably not ever going to learn. I mean, she got arrested for doing just that. So if she's going to do it out there, she's definitely going to do it behind her keyboard. So just people can't worry about her or people like her, you know? She just wanted to get us off of the topic of talking about Summer because she doesn't want resolution to Summer's case, probably. I mean, what would she talk about? Monkeys. All the flying monkeys. It's like Wizard of Oz, isn't it? Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. I've donated to her. Well, that's good. Flying monkeys are, you know what? I don't know that I'm a fan of monkeys, to be honest. They're spooky. And remember that chimp that ripped that lady's freaking face off? I mean, wow. I don't like seeing them at the zoos, though. I don't do well with zoos. Last time I was at the zoo, oh my goodness. Let's see, my youngest was like in preschool. Yeah, so that was over a decade ago since I've been to a zoo. Persons of interest in the bushes. Hello. Lovely lyrics. I don't think you're talking bad about anybody. Hattie's, hunches, and inklings. Flying math. Monkeys. I can see her singing that now. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too. Yay. More views from me. Thanks, Tiffany. Dang. I appreciate that because I think I only had like maybe 6 views. So I remember when I did mediumship for Kurt's Cove. Hey, Anna, did you know? I don't know if Bunky ever told you that I spent just a little bit of time with Kurt and Courtney. She was a mess, as usual. Oh, my yardstick fell. It was a mess. We had to call the police. It was a fiasco. Oh, I think Courtney was definitely involved in Kurt Cobain's death. Definitely lots of lies, even in the family. Lady R, every time we turn on YouTube, we are in a zoo. But at least they can leave voluntarily, you know? They aren't held there against their will. Discovering says, my son who has autism hates The Wizard of Oz, but loves the creepier version of Return to Oz. Really? I can't even tell you how many times I watched Wizard of Oz. I mean, love that movie. She was attacked by a lot of people who pretended to be her friend, and I think she suspected I'm one of those. Oh, well, see, that was her first mistake, is thinking she has friends on YouTube. Going to bed. Okay, Heather Lynn. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Sleep tight. Good night, Lady R. I will probably be getting off here too. What I'll probably do is, well, no, I was gonna, because I have to let the fire burn out. I was gonna leave the camera on the fire until it got lower and I poured water on it. But yeah, kaleidoscope of crime. We learned about that, what, how many years ago? 3, something like that. You had it on vinyl records, Sammy? That's so cool. You could be right, discovering the truth. The colors are frustrating, um, and they're a weird shade, too. And plus the tones and the pitches are really high, and the music, too. Some of it's really high and squelchy. So, okay, you guys. Well, I appreciate you coming and listening to me and chatting with me about the Summer Wells case. I just pray for her. I hope she gets justice someday. I do think, and I've never really just kind of said it outright. I don't think I ever really made up my mind for sure. And maybe I'll change my mind tomorrow. But as of this moment, I really do think Candace knows. And I think the FBI knows Candace knows. But they're gathering evidence. And, people think they're home free. Well, they haven't found anything. They'll never find it now. It's amazing the type of stuff that turns up, where it turns up, when it turns up, how it turns up. People speak from beyond the grave all the time. And I do believe Summer will get justice. If we left it up to Candace, in my opinion, Summer would never get justice. In my opinion, Candace doesn't care about justice for Summer. Candace had the nerve to put down to say that the mother of the three children that were executed by their father, Candace had the nerve to say, well, I would have fought for my kids. I would have gotten in front of them. They would have had to shoot me. Are you kidding me, Candace? Right now? That's about some funny ass shit. Because let me tell you something. You you were snide about, oh well, she got shot in the hand. I would have put my whole body in front of her. Well, she got shot in the hand because she was trying to pull the rifle out of this huge man's hands. The dude looks like a freaking Terminator. He's built like a brick shithouse. And she went up against him toe to toe and she got shot. And her kids got executed. And you could hear the pain in her voice as the police were arriving and cuffing him. She couldn't even bring herself to believe that they were gone, her babies. What's Candace done? Aside from putting her Cash App out on every channel that will have her, which people having her on their channel, I mean, I can't, I can't hate on that. If a suspect is going to go on the internet and blab her mouth and get drunk and do a bunch of stupid crap, fight with her husband, hit each other, domestic violence right on camera. If the main suspect in the case of a 5-year-old missing child is going to do that, by all means, be my guest. Please do. Don't stop. Because one day you're going to say the wrong thing And it's not going to jive with what FBI knows, Candace. And people say, there's no way Candace and Don could pull this off and trick the FBI, the TBI. You know, I mean, listen, it doesn't take a genius to pull off something like that, especially when you live where they live. Okay. In that graveyard, you can hear the equipment from their house. You know when a grave is being dug. Everybody knew that grave was open. Andy knew it was open. Jody Sue knew it was open, allegedly. So, the Wells had to know, they could hear it. I don't know, y'all. I just don't understand how she could have the nerve to say that about that woman when she's done nothing. She hasn't even done anything to get back the kids that she can get back. Between she and Don, allegedly, they've lost 9 children, 8 children. 8, I think. And a sister just lost her. She just disappeared too. What are the odds of that, by the way? And then with Candace being so violent, I mean, at the age of what did she say, 7? Was her first arrest for stabbing her principal? I mean, wow, but it was the principal's fault. That's typical, right? Always the victim. She was a victim. She pulled a gun on CPS, right? Didn't she? Wasn't that the charge? But I'm sure she was taking really good care of her children when they were fighting over a single bowl of soup between the boys, literally gladiator style fighting over food. I didn't even like soup at that age. I'm sure she said, "Watch this for 2 minutes." Do you really think if she was going to be 2 minutes and just outside the door, she's going to make sure that somebody's watching her kids? I wouldn't even do that. And I'm a helicopter mom, or was when my kids were younger. I've had to really work on myself now that they're adults or older. Oh my God. It's the hardest thing ever to let them go. But I wouldn't even do that. I'd walk out the door, fix the brakes, come back in. Who's going to say, when you're walking out your own door, it's not like she was going next door. It's not like she was going to the end of the driveway. She was literally, what, 20, 30 feet from the front door? Fred Hill was just gone, conveniently gone during the specific hours in which Summer supposedly went missing. According to Andy, Fred Hill was caught many times. He's known in that area in Beach Creek for being a snooper, snooping on people, watching the neighbors, setting up a little area to sit and watch. His grandma caught him. I saw the reflection of his, I don't know, like lighter or something like that. Sling Blade guy. You found me on Insta? Good, good, Anna. Okay. Thank you for telling me because I'm always at a loss for finding the messages in there. Like when it's somebody that I'm not connected to already, it goes to a different folder. Yeah, you instantly thought of Rose, Sammy. Yeah. How violent she was. And I guess she was really violent at home. Why wouldn't she have been violent with her sister? Rose is so pretty. Shannon. Oops, my other phone went dead. Oh no. Candace admit to the baby girl she gave up for adoption. Okay, so that's 9. Yeah, I'd heard her talk about that a long time ago. I mean, a long time ago. And then it just kind of got, you know how when you get gaslit and somebody says, no, I never said that. I think Candace said she didn't say that. And I wasn't sure. And I wasn't going to go looking for it. Fred and Ziggy seem like a cute couple. Aw. I can see you, Shannon. No, nobody thought you left. Another thing, though, you know, the word on the street is that the dogs hit on Fred's house in his driveway by his vehicle. I didn't hear in his vehicle, just by his vehicle. And he said that the reason that happened was because Dawn had gone over there the night that Summer went missing. And I suppose the dogs could hit on Dawn's scent, or perhaps Summer's scent could be on Dawn. But then why weren't they hitting all over the Wells property? You know, why weren't they hitting elsewhere? If he could take her scent all the way to Fred's, why didn't he take her scent to his own property? Maybe Fred helped Candace. Remember, they said Candace went up there that afternoon. Why would she have gone up there? Because she was looking for Summers. Is what she said. And Fred said he was wearing a wire in the days after Summer went missing. He was wearing a wire down at the street when everybody was down there talking. I mean, that's weird. Why would they choose Fred out of all people? And the whole prank with the deer bones. I mean, come on. He knew those were deer bones. I can tell what deer bones are. Even Ziggy was like, I don't know. Those look like animal bones, but I'm going to call just in case. He knew. Why would you play games with a missing 5-year-old girl? And why would Candace play games? I think that picture, I don't know if you guys saw that picture that just kind of showed up. It's a new one I hadn't seen of Summer, but it looks kind of photoshopped. And it almost looks age progressed. And people were saying, oh my gosh, like Summer's still around and she has a current picture of her. I think it's just another game of Candace's. I think somebody it almost looks like an A.F. Pennington piece of art, and it kinda has that same tone, the feel, every artist has their own feel, and I just wondered if she sent it to Candace because she does. She's sent things to them before for summer, and, she's acting like, "Oh, this was a picture of so," or just not telling folks. I don't know, it just seems bizarre. I just can't trust anything that comes out of her mouth, and it shouldn't be that way, right? Like, there shouldn't have been all these crazy antics and stories, and I've never seen any other parent ever do this kind of stuff. Even Jodi Arias, I mean, she went out and partied, but she wasn't pulling pranks and oh, not Jodi Arias. Oh my goodness. What is her name? Oh my goodness. In Tennessee. Y'all will know. Yeah, I think Fred is like Don as well, discovering the truth and does a lot for the shock factor as country people get bored. Actually, discovering the truth, I think it goes back to like the storyteller, you know, that whole storytelling culture is, I mean, that's a Southern thing. Well, I mean, it's a human thing, but you know what I'm saying. Sometimes those stories can get a little bit tall, like Fred's tall tale with the monkeys that are roaming free. You thought it was AF too, discovering the truth? And wait, I said it was AF the second I seen it, and she confirmed she sent it to Candace, but claimed it's not edited. BS. Yeah, it looks edited. It looks like she had a filter on or something. She's not a hunter. She's a frou-frou girl. And Jody Sue thought that was so funny. That was not funny. Oh, oh, the deer thing. Yeah. No, it wasn't funny. Discovering the truth, y'all are the best storytellers. I love listening to, I mean, it's a thing. Like, there's organizations, there's festivals. It's a thing. It's an art. It's really great. I feel like more culture should do that. But since movies and books, we're doing less oral traditions with stories and fables. Okay, I said I was going to get off of here forever ago. I'm going to probably grab something to eat if my kitties are inside or if they're still outside. Round them up so they don't get eaten by coyotes or something or owls. Then I'll sit here and wait for the fire to go down. Morning, I'll have like a bunch of coals. Maybe I'll make something on there. I don't know if you guys followed the Lori Vallow case, but KJ and the Ray is so funny. I love her so much. But she had a recipe. It's her grandma's recipe for cobbler. And I made it on in this pit out here the other day, well, a couple weeks ago, with mulberries from my mulberry tree. I had a ton of them. And so I made that cobbler and made a candied pecan, brown sugar, cinnamon, like crusty top. It was delicious. Oh my goodness. Made in cast iron, I swear. Apple cobbler. I know, I love cobblers of all kinds. You're very welcome for the fireside chat. I'm glad that you all liked it. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks again for coming. Did you guys hear that? I don't know if you could hear it. The coyotes. Okay, I'm going to go round up my cat. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Let me see if I can get out of here. Oh, goodness gracious. I've got all kinds of stuff going on my laptop here. All right. Okay. Goodbye for real this time. Thank you guys for coming. Make sure you're kind to each other and yourselves. All right. Love ya. Bye. Thank you, Kaleidoscope, for modding for me tonight. Sorry about the TM thing, that Tiffany Marie thing. She's just kind of different. But don't take it personal. I appreciate you being here. Bye.